Yeah, that's how we're going to start. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Yeah, that's how we're starting our Tuesday. I had it restarted, but for some reason it wasn't kicking back on, but it's kicking back on this time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. This Tuesday morning, the Rocci Stucci Show. Now, I don't know if a lot of you guys heard, but there was a shooting, man. There was a freaking shooting right next to my house on Friday night. We're going to cover a little bit of that, and I can't remember what I was saying the last 5 minutes because, audio issues kind of screw up the brain face. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rocci Stucci Show. Let's get to work. We got shit to do. Come on. I ain't gonna lie, man, that was kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stressed me out, but thank you to those in the chat room. Let me know that my audio wasn't coming through, and usually that's the first thing I look at. And for some reason this morning, and I was here. I thought I was, ahead of the game a little bit. Looking at some things to talk about, a little research, getting some articles posted on StucciMedia.com, but no, I'm just, it is what it is, and we roll with it. And that's the one thing about live radio is that you had to learn to overcome really quick. Because you guys remember, we did some shows with Ron Phillips, and we'd have some audio issues every once in a while when we were doing the shows, and, you'd kind of lose the shit a little bit, just a little, and I would love it. I would enjoy it. I would, you know what I'm saying? Brother Phillips, I love you, man. But anyways, folks, Rocci Stucci Show, StucciMedia.com. Let me pull this up. Steph, thank you. Yeah, you are healed, girl. What? All right, let me pull this up here. Boom, boom, bada bing, boom, boom. All right, I appreciate that. Seriously, by the way, thank you for that. I appreciate you guys letting me know because, I said a lot to nobody. You know what I'm saying, man? I said a lot to a whole bunch of nobody. I mean, the microphone sounded great. It sounded great in my ear, and that was a pretty good intro. I was flowing pretty good. I was on fire, and I'm glad I looked over at the chat because my people looking out for it, brother, and they're saying, yo, dumbass. What's up? You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get something off here. What am I looking at? There's something that's bothering me on that screen, and I don't know what it is. I think I do know what it is. Hold on a second, because, this live producing stuff ain't for the weak. I'm telling you, it ain't for the freaking weak. I just want to make sure. Oh, I know what that is. I actually do know what that is. And it's annoying me. It's annoying me. It's a logo. All right, so I want to do this. I want to change over here because we had a situation. And in this situation that we had was a shooting right next to my house. I don't know if you guys saw it on Facebook, if you were watching any of the live streams that I did, but we had a shooting. By the way, what you're seeing here, folks, is StucciMedia.com. That's right. I wrote this article on my website. And here, let me show you another cool feature real quick. When you scroll up over here, over to the podcast feature, what's really cool is it shows you the most recent released podcasts. And if you're looking for a specific podcast, you can just do this. You can just find them right here on the left side. And so you're going to see this list that's adding up, man. We're adding them all up. So yeah, we got the categories. This is StucciMedia.com. You guys come and check it out. Make sure you subscribe. I haven't even sent out an email yet. You know what I'm saying? So don't think you're going to get spammed. I'm not trying to sell a bunch of shit. I haven't even started looking for sponsors yet. I want to get this baby rolling and getting it good and getting it comfortable. And honestly, I even said it to Lisa, and I'm kind of weird because I'm one of those guys that I'm really not happy, like with like websites and shit like that. This is actually kind of getting to where it's getting to a point to where, it's tickling me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of making me happy of where we're getting, man. It's just like, you have no idea the amount of swear words that I've used to get this shit done. And I did it, man. We did it as a team. So anyways, I want to get to this. StucciMedia.com. I want to get to this really quick. Listen to this shit. Friday night, if you didn't see the stream, there 2 doors down from my house, a dude got killed by the cops. And no big deal. We're just sitting on a Friday night. It's kind of weird because I even said it to Big Rich yesterday. If you guys didn't see the stream, we just kind of had a bullshit stream. It was non-official. We were just like, hey, bro, what are you doing? Nothing? What are you doing? I ain't doing much, man. What do you want to do? Let's go live. Well, we went live. We just talked a little bit of shit. It was actually kind of really fun. But Rich came on the program, And, we were talking about some of the things. I started telling him a little bit about this situation. Forgot where I was going with that, so I'm going right back to the shooting. But go back and listen to it was a fun conversation. But Lisa and I were in the living room, and all of a sudden we heard pop, 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 pop. I thought I heard 4. When I did a live stream, for some reason in my head, it was 4 shots. I don't know why. I even kind of said it on the show. I was like, scientifically, me, do. You think that the normal person in a panic would shoot 4 times, but it was more than that. There's always fireworks going around. We live literally a mile from the ocean. They're shooting fireworks off all the time, year round. And a lot of times, there's been times when fireworks go off, you're like, oh, shit, man, kind of sounded like some shit, but, maybe it wasn't. So you just really never think about it. But this time we knew. And so we were both getting ready to bust ass outside. And then I was just like, whoa. So Lisa waited, and I went and grabbed my pistol. And the second I went outside, the yard was already full of cops. And I didn't know at the time what was going on, right? So the yard was already full of cops. They used my yard for incident command. The side of my house already had 3 or 4 Pasco County SUVs in my yard, parked in my yard. And so I kind of walked into this shit. And the weirdest thing, I didn't realize that logo was on there like that. Let me fix that. That looks terrible, man. Let me fix that, Let me fix that live, real time. Real time, folks. Because I don't like having things look messed up. This is what Ron Phillips did to me, just for the record. Just for the record, this is called the Ron Phillips effect. Well, I want to do this. And I just want to be a little kind here. And I just want to kindly, no, wrong one. Oh, that's right. Son of a bitch. Yeah. I don't even want to mess with shit right now. I don't know where all these logos are coming from. I didn't even give them permission to be on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know why they're there. But yeah, man, let me do this. Close. Boom. There it is. Never mind. I don't know what's going on. I'm stressed out right now. You know what I mean? I'm stressed out. So we heard the gunshots. We go outside. We see the freaking cops are everywhere. And so I didn't know what to do. I even made the paper. I kind of looked like an idiot. And because I was wearing my shorts and my long white socks and my sandals and, probably a funky looking T-shirt. But on Sunday night. What night is it? It's Tuesday. My bad. It wasn't Friday. Sunday night. Bayonet Point, Florida, which is Pasco County, which is Hudson Beach. Sheriff's County Police Department, Sheriff's Office, deputy. Holy shit, what just happened to me? Wow, what just happened to me, man? I was trying to improvise there while I was trying to find my shit in the first paragraph that I didn't even start reading yet. Yeah, seriously. And that's what we did. And I'm glad I did because, man, if we went outside and there's some shit and I wasn't able to defend myself because I didn't just take that extra second to go get it, man, it would have been stupid. But the incident, which unfolded during an attempt to serve Phillips with multiple felony arrest warrants, have left the local community grappling with questions about the event that led to a deadly encounter. No, I didn't have questions. I didn't. I mean, if you guys went and watched the stream, if you went back and watched the stream, I actually, my psychic abilities kicked in a little bit. I was kind of walking around like I was part of it, like I knew what the fuck was going on. I felt like one with the shit, man. I don't know. I just love that adrenaline. Probably irritating the shit out of people. Lisa had to go pick up Rocky, and I didn't know what to do, So I just went and walked around, man. I don't know. You just, with all those cops and shooting, you just kind of know it's something stupid, and I know what's on my block. I know what's going up and down my block. So, I know there's some shit that's potential. And the thing about meth heads, people that are addicted to crystal meth, they're staying up for so long that, even the best people on the planet, they lose themselves in that matrix of losing the mind, of no sleep and anxiety. And literally, some of these people maybe sleep 6 hours a week. Seriously. I'm not even exaggerating. 6 hours a week. Some of them stay up 3-4 days without even sleeping, without even a power nap, not even a 20-minute little, I'm up, so you're just not at the rational thought process. And so as we kind of dissect this, one of the conversations that came up is the critique Always is the critique, right, about the police officer, and that irritates me. That irritates me because how are you supposed to deal with that shit? Seriously, how are you supposed to deal with somebody, in that kind of mental state? You know what I'm saying? There it is. I figured this shit out. No, not that one. How in God's name are you supposed to deal with anybody, in that type of mental breakdown? When somebody's all met out, when somebody's all cracked out and shit, is there a logical way? I probably have more experience dealing with people like that. I had a guy who was high on PCP who tried to kill me with a butcher knife. What are you supposed to do? You can't have rational conversation. You can't be like, hold on, bro, let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let's just everybody fucking chill. No, it's you don't have those luxuries. And I know some people, they watch a lot of movies. They watch a lot of movies and they feel pretty confident that they can handle those situations. We see somebody wanting to jump off a bridge and we think we're the negotiator. We think we're like the bridge jumper, offer, or whisperer and shit, man. What do you say to somebody in a psychosis state, in a psychotic state? Hey, bro, it's going to be okay, bro. Been there, man. Come on, bro. Don't do it, man. Don't do it, bro. Shit, you did it. So right away there's community questioning about how was it handled. It's like, you know what? Shut the fuck up, first one. Why don't you come and do it? Why don't you come and show me how to deal with a meth head? Why don't you come and show me how to deal with a crackhead that's been up for 3 or 4 days? That is a lifelong criminal. Like a hardcore convict, a prison. A dude probably should have never even been out on the streets. Let's get to that. So it said, according to Pasco County Sheriff's Office, the deputies had been searching for Matthew Vincent Phillips since Friday due to several active felony warrants against him. Now, Lisa saw them when she was taking Rocky to work. She saw them staged to come and serve warrants at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. And as we'll learn here, is they went to the house the first time with no answer. And the second time they went to the house was when the incident happened. On Sunday evening around 9:30 p.m., as you guys remember from the stream, I think I looked pretty good in the stream. I didn't show anybody my socks, so we're pretty good. The deputies located Phillips at his home in Bayonet Point. After about approximately 30 minutes of trying to persuade him to surrender peacefully, Phillips I always say that. He exited the door of his home. He ran out the back door of his home, armed with a pistol, and authorities said that he threatened deputies and a canine unit his threat prompted them to fire. And we heard that shit. Man, it was right next to our house. It was loud as shit. Sheriff Chris Nacco stated during the press conference that Phillips had made it clear that he would not return to prison and was prepared to engage in a shootout with law enforcement. Tragically, the situation escalated within seconds, leaving deputies with no choice but to act in defense of their own lives and the lives of their canine. He wasn't going to go back. What I was reading in the prison, he wasn't prepared. He was engaged with the shootout with law enforcement. Tragic. Okay, I had a point there. So now I actually have the video here, and I'm going to show you guys the video. And let me go to full screen here. What did I just do? How do I get my... Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me. It's okay, because we're still hot. I will fix this. I have no idea. I think we're good. I thought I lost you guys there for a second. I have no idea what just happened, but it seems like we're good. Tell me we're good right there. Steph said they would run. That's what they do. You guys get me okay? I blacked out there for a second. This mouse has a thumb button on it, and I don't like it at all. So what I was trying to do, actually, is attempt to do this. I am going to do this here. All right, thank you, Mary. And I'm going to merge this here. You guys see how cool that shit just looked? Do you see that shit? You see how, watch this. Oh. Give me some of that. What? All right, so here's the video. And this is the incident, and these are the gunshots that literally rang right outside our window. Where's the sound? Better have sound, son of a...
Get back! Fire! Fire!
Yeah, that was the sound. That's I'll play it again. So that is literally what Lisa and we heard that. We literally heard this right outside our window. And it scared the shit out of us. I ain't gonna lie. It scared the shit out of us.
Get back! Fire!
See what I'm saying? That shit, man. It doesn't matter what you've been through in your life, man. You know, veterans, people that have just lived rough lives, people that have been involved in shootings, people that have been involved in violence. You never get used to that. You never get used to that. Yeah, Roger, bro, I know, man. Why are you throwing me to the carpet like that? I know. All right, dude, I caught that the first time I saw the video. Okay, bro. Yeah, I know. But in my mind, you know, I guess, I don't know. It was weird because in my mind, it was around that, man. It was about that, Roger. It was about 11 or 12 shots. But in my mind, all I heard was a pa, 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 pa. And it was just like you just react, right? So you heard the signal. I guess that's all that just kind of registered. But the event, here's a little backstory of this dude. Because it's pretty interesting. It says the event leading to Sunday night's shooting was shaped by Phillips' extensive criminal history and the outstanding warrants for his arrest. Sheriff Nacco revealed that Phillips had a long history of run-ins with the law, including 26 effing felony arrests, 26 felony arrests and 18 misdemeanor arrests. That's a lot of shit, man. I mean, 26. Now, listen to that language that was put there, right? It was 26 felony arrests, not all convictions. I don't know how many he was convicted for, but it just says he was arrested 26 times for felony charges. So that language is important to me when it comes to that kind of shit. At the time of the incident, Phillips was wanted on multiple felony warrants through specific details about the charges were not disclosed. Obviously, and this is the guy last week when we had a kid in the neighborhood. He was running up and down the street doing these peel outs and shit. This is the same guy that got shot. He's the one that went outside and was saying the N-word. He's like, N-word, you N-word. And he kept saying it, N-word, N-word, N-word. It's like, wow, bro, you're happy. Like, you need a hug. Fuck, man. Dude. One time would have been enough, and that was way too much. It would have been way too much. It's like, my goodness, dude. I think he gets your point. You don't like him. Damn. But here's the timeline of the events. Friday night, January 17, 2025, Pasco County deputies began their search for Phillips after issuing felony warrants for his arrest Sunday. 9:30 p.m., deputies located Phillips at his residence right next to Rocci Stucci's house in Bayonet Point. For approximately 30 minutes, they attempted to negotiate his peaceful surrender. Meaning, and mind you, there were children in the home. Here's the shooting. Phillips exited the back door of the home armed with a gun. According to the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, he threatened deputies and their canine, prompting deputies to fire their weapons. Phillips was pronounced dead at the scene. The aftermath, body camera footage released that you just seen right here on the Rocci Stucci Show by the Pasco County Sheriff's Office shows the moments leading up to the shooting. Investigators confirmed that children and another adult were inside the home during the incident, but were unharmed. There was another group of people from that home that came home, and they staged them because my yard was incident command. That my yard literally was incident command. They had it all taped off. Man, I was part of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like weaving in and out. I wanted earpieces. You know what I'm saying? I wanted like temporarily a badge and shit. I mean, I was into this shit for a minute, but some of the family or they got the call. I don't know for sure if they lived there or if they're just related. But man, when they showed up, man, it was like drama. It's like, whoo, okay. You know, there again, how do you handle that shit? Because these are people that are just showing up that, irregardless that the dude had felonies, I have felonies, right? I've been locked up. I've been arrested. I couldn't tell you how many times. Doesn't make people bad people, right? You know, like I said, there's more integrity within the criminal syndicate than there is in this world of suits and corporations. You know, I've been brutally beat up more in the last 4 years from suits and people who claim to be civil than actual criminals, man. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not going to judge somebody because they're but this dude here was so caught up in the fucking wind. I mean, the amount he had, where's it at? 26 felony arrests. 26. So that means there were 26 incidences that would have been considered felony crimes that he was arrested for. 26 different ones. Was he charged for all of them? Don't know. But he was arrested 26 different times. Different times. Sheriff Nacco emphasized the life-threatening nature of the situation, stating, this all happened in seconds. Those deputies were in fear of their lives, not only for their own lives, but the life of our canine. The decision to use lethal force is never taken lightly. But in this case, deputies were faced with an immediate and direct threat, so we capped his ass. That's how I would have said it. I don't know. You know, is that politically incorrect? The presence of children and another adult in the home added another layer of complexity to the situation. Thankfully, no one else was harmed during the incident. However, the fact that Phillips chose to escalate the encounter while others were present underscores the danger he posed not only to law enforcement, but those around him as well. Man, that was, you know, that could have been like my free counseling opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, every once in a while, you get that free get out of jail card opportunity. I kind of felt that was it. I just wasn't quick enough, you know? Damn it. Now, we've seen that the body cam footage. I got the body cam footage. Hey, you know, I'm a big fan of that. What do you guys think, by the way? I wrote this article for the record. I did. I sat down yesterday and actually put some time into this shit. But in an effort to maintain, and this is why I like the body cams. And you know what? Let me jump off this because I'll remember what I'm talking about here because I got a reference point. But I want to bring something up in regards to cameras. I'm a little triggered, man. I'm a little triggered. Hold on. Because who are these little bastards? These little things of humans. You know, there's this new thing apparently to where these people go around with cameras. And they start filming businesses and they start filming people. Like they'll just start filming a guy sitting down trying to enjoy his fucking iced mocha latte with extra sugar in his shit and a bump of cocaine next to the fucking drink. He's just trying to mind his own business. You know what I'm saying? And these people, they just go and they just start filming them. And they'll sit there and they'll just continue to film. And then what they do is that they trigger the person. They'll bump them. You know what I'm saying? They'll just sit there and they'll kind of start doing that little finger. And then the people get pissed. And the people are like, well, why are you filming me? And they're like, well, I can't. Well, why are you filming me? Like, why are you filming me? They're like, well, I can do whatever I want. Yeah, and they start playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Why are we doing that? I'm trying to understand what's the point of being a piece of shit all the time? You know, like, what is the point that when you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh man, what a great night. What can I do today to go be a piece of shit? You know, who can I degrade to make myself feel better about the fact that my penis looks like a broken Cheeto? You know what I'm saying? Who else can I go do that to? I visualized that. That was really weird. It's like I'm seeing a Cheeto right now in the color of a giraffe, which is weird. Anyways, what is the purpose? You know, why do we feel like we have to antagonize? You know, why do we feel like we got to go stick a camera in somebody's face? And then when they get triggered and the people get pissed, they sit there and act like some innocent asshole. Oh, no, man, I was doing what I could legally do, man. I'm on the public sidewalk, bro, and I can film wherever I want when I'm on the public sidewalk. I was just minding my own business. Look, I got him on film punching me. And it's like, bitch, if you would have got me on film, you would have got me on film kicking you in the face while you're on your back. And then we would have got the pee stream coming out into your fucking mouth for doing that. You know, what's the point? What's the point where people always have to go out of their way to be a piece of shit? You know? It's like, our circle, And our friends, and our small group of people, we do everything we can just to make it through life. You know, just to figure out, what's the next move? How can I not be broken today? How can I get this head dialed in to go deal with pieces of shit? How can I go and prepare myself to go listen to fake scripture from somebody who just wants people to think they believe in what they preach, but they don't practice the integrity they preach? How does this all happen? It's just not real. It's just not real, and it just pisses me off. It's the same thing with these fucking bikers, man. And you're talking to somebody who, dude, I've rode. I got a history, man. And so I know, the ethics and the proper ethics in riding in groups, big groups. And some of these people, man, they just, I don't want to hear them play victim. Like when they want to sit here and hog all the lanes and they want to slow traffic down. Lisa had a situation the other day, 3 bikers, some local club, a local club, not a national club, because national guys don't do that bullshit. 3 guys, they separated and they slowed all the traffic down. And it's just like, why didn't you run their ass over? I'm tired of this bully bullshit. I'm tired of traffic being stopped. I'm tired of highways being shut down. I'm tired of these motorcycle things happening. I'm tired of these little things with these cars, in these 4-way stops, these peel-out things. It's just like, you can't attempt to constantly create chaos in people's life and play fucking victim when we come at your shit and get pissed off and have enough of the bullshit. Because, we're not even 24 hours into Trump being a president yet. And, the whole Nazi thing's already happening. And it's just like, the first thing that came into my head was like, do I got the patience to deal with that shit for another 4 years? Yeah, do I got the patience to deal with this bullshit, childish, name-calling ass, dumbass shit for another 4 years? Because it's not even 24 hours in, and I'm already irritated with that shit. It's just like, we couldn't even wait 24 hours before these disgusting psychopaths, man, just want to come and just create disruption everywhere we go. And it don't matter. It doesn't have to be politics. It can be these pieces of shit with cameras, and then you have these guys that they're supposed to be like watchdogs, law enforcement watchdogs. So they purposely go do this shit to law enforcement, and they go to trigger law enforcement and then tell, we got his ass on film. Well, you get your ass on film being an asshole. Sometimes we need to get these policies and put them over here for about 5 minutes. You just need to put them over here. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. When I was at Lockheed, I had a couple employees, man. They were great guys, man. And they're in a band. And, they gigged whenever they could get the opportunity. That's what bands do. And they were living their dream in a past. They didn't grow up saying, I wanted to work in a machine shop my entire life. Some people, that's not for them. Some people, it is. Some people love that work. And we need people like that. But these guys, their hearts was in entertainment. And so they gigged. They went out and they gigged. Sometimes it, would be a little rough. Sometimes it would be a little rough the next day, especially the Sunday night gigs. But it was becoming an issue because, a lot of people, they're their worst enemy, especially when it comes to employees and dealing with employees, because I don't have to ever do anything. People would lose their shit and they're like, are you going to deal with that? It's like, well, they'll do it to themselves sooner or later. Why would I even go through the stress and the anxiety to even worry about it? But, and I said this recently on the show too, is that, people could see what I see in them in regards to potential. If we can shed the bullshit that life has indoctrinated our pores with and shed all that aside for 1 second and you'd be able to see what other people see in you, you're pretty incredible people. You really are. And let me switch the screen. And I believed in them. I did. I really believed in them, and I liked the guys a lot. And it got to a point to where they created visibility. It beyond me. It created visibility within like the human resources department or the monster department. It's not even a human resource department anymore. And it was a union shop. So, everything is a policy. Every single thing you do, every conversation you have, everything everything's procedural. You document this and have a fucking person here with that for that conversation. And I knew that if I would have went and approached these guys in the procedural way that I needed to, one of them would have lost his job. One of them would have lost his job because of things that happened there before. And it was all attendance stuff. It was nothing major. It was nothing to be concerned of. If it was a big deal, I would have never addressed it or gave him an opportunity. But I always believed that, when I always got new employees, they started fresh with me. I didn't give a shit when anybody, I know the whole game of whispering and saying what you think you feel about a person. But lots of times the people you don't like, I'm probably going to like. You just don't like them because they called your bullshit out or something. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of give people a fresh start, but they got to a point to where it created visibility and it was going to have to be addressed. And if I did it legally, one of them would have lost his job. And I was pissed. I was really pissed because, you go out of your way for him, man. And then all of a sudden here comes that weeble wobble ass coming in way late in the morning, hungover, looking like bad breath. It's like I wanted to slap the shit out of him. I was so mad. So I go up to the union and I says, listen, bro. I said, this is a situation I'm in. I says, I got two of your guys. And I says, I'm going to go outside with them, not on break. And we're going to go outside and we're going to have a conversation, right? And I wasn't talking confrontational, but I was talking like Rocci Stucci, the meatball, is going to go out with two guys here that I'm friends with that I consider my brothers. And we're going to grab this whole work thing and we're going to put it over here just for a second. And I'm going to go outside and have a fucking conversation with these dudes, right? And we did. And I'm like, do you want to come with? I invited the union to come with as representation because it was a union shop. And what I was doing was breaking every policy in the freaking book. You know what I'm saying? Because all that should have been all documented. It should have been, meetings and 3 meetings for a meeting. It should have been a mess. That should have been like a weeks-long headache of paperwork. But it wasn't that to me, man. My job has never been about disciplinary to another human being. I'm nobody's master. My job to me as in those kind of roles was development. And I thought that's what I was doing. Trying to make people better people. You're just not going through the robotic part of that like a lot of people do. But they paid me good money to develop people. And when I believed in people, there's a lot of good. I had another guy there too. He was cheating on his time. He was sneaking out early for lunch. I could have fired him. He was just having a baby born. I was so pissed. I was so pissed at him. I went to the union. I said the same thing. I'm like, I could literally walk him out this door right now, and he would have to go home and tell his newborn fucking kid, and his brand new wife, that he just lost his job because he wanted to leave for lunch 15 minutes early because all those little punk asses over there like to pick on him and make him go get their lunches for him. And he was about ready to get fired for that. I was pissed. And that was one of those things. So transparency and policy and cameras and everything is great, man. But policies is also what has destroyed this country. Procedures is what has destroyed this country. Look at when we talk about medical issues. Look at when we talk about the things that we have to go through anytime that we have to get involved in Social Security, medical, insurance, surgeries. It don't matter. The policies destroy anybody from being able to do anything that is human. I think it's kind of like a pre-programming for the AI stuff. You know what I mean? So even when people know things are right, a procedure will prevent them from doing what's right. And they will do the wrong thing because the procedure told them to. And I could never accept that. I could never accept that. That's why, like with video editing, I don't use a lot of AI. I'll let AI kind of find clips, maybe find little segments for me. But one thing AI can't do is understand the emotion. AI could not empathize with any emotion that is inputted into its fucking database. You cannot explain it enough to AI for it to understand empathy. And so if it gets to the future where we allow AI to make determinations for us because of procedural policies, we become slaves to a computer. We become literal slaves to a computer. So irregardless, right, wrong, or indifferent, if it wasn't done by the policy's procedure, you are wrong, 100%. And that's it. And that's it. So, we have the body cams with law enforcement for procedures. That's great. But we have to understand that, when you deal with these criminals and when the public right away wants to come forward and start questioning the actions of a police officer for shooting a crackhead who they just had a standoff with for 30 minutes and who has 20-some felony arrests, who has an entire fucking lifetime of criminal history and is a violent individual. I don't know any other better way. So some of these experts that always want to come forward and have these conversations and meetings, your ass better start coming up with some solutions. Because if you think there's a better way to deal with the psychopath, then I want to hear it too. I want to hear it too. What up, Jerry? What? Bro, wait a minute. What? Jerry is showing up, man? What's going on, brother? I'm so damn happy to see you. It's good to see you, bro. Let's see. He says, hey, Rocky, been a long time. Missed you and Scotty together. Yes, sir. Mary Mansfield says, good. What's up, Debbie Treadway? I just want to let everybody know that Debbie just celebrated like 68 years of a wedding anniversary. Wow. Let me see. I'm going to go over the comments really. Hey, folks, by the way, if you are listening, because I am uploading the audio as well to this, if you guys are listening to the audio, if you're catching this later, I do broadcast at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, live right on my YouTube channel. That's where I'm going to stay. I'm not going to do the Facebook stuff. I'm not going to do all this, making sure I'm going out to a million different places. YouTube it is. That's where I'm going to stay. And then wherever I need to push out after that, I'll push it out after that. This is just an extension to StucciMedia.com. And as long as I'm bringing in all these shows, we're doing this, starting a show with Big Rich. And so that's going to be one time a week. It's probably going to be Monday nights. So you guys kind of seen yesterday, it's just kind of like two dudes just sitting down talking some shit. That's what we're going to do. And so we will have the release date on that. And there's another show to be announced here as soon as I get the green light to announce it. So really excited about that one too, and I believe all of you will be excited for that as well. So a lot of very cool things happening. So the podcasts are now finally being added to StucciMedia.com. All the articles, a whole bunch of cool things. So get your ass over there. I'm still working on it. Every day you'll see new things. I'll add new banners and new images, and just get over there and subscribe in the freaking subscribe box. Do whatever you got to do. Just get your ass over there and be part of this thing with me, man. It's been a long time coming, and a lot of you have been around for years with me, and so we're finally kind of getting to the point where this foundation is actually becoming what it was we were hoping it to be 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nothing ever goes as planned. You know, I never planned on getting sick, you know, and shit like that. So yeah, Mary Mansfield said, society has glorified victimhood for years. Here we go, Mary. I love you, man. And now too many people think acting like a bully is justified. You know, it's so crazy. And I was talking to, maybe it was even here on the show. One of the hardest things that I've had to deal with the last 3 years or whatever it is, the hardest thing is the amount of fucking disrespect. And it's like, people truly don't know. You know, like the worlds I come from, and I get it, I'm not glorifying anything. But the worlds I come from, the word respect, man, that shit meant something. Even to the biggest fucking thug that was in that circle, right? The word respect, that was a high level word. And that one word controlled many rules of behavior and conduct. And we don't have that, man. Even in these new age, I don't know what the hell's going on with our humans. I don't know. But holy shit, it scares the crap out of me. And honestly, and don't take this the wrong way, because I'm going to say this. You know, there's this whole new anti-man thing. And there's this movement of these ladies doing these videos and expressing how they don't need a man to make them happy. Well, a woman makes me very happy, right? Lisa makes me very happy. There's a peace that a spouse brings to somebody, I believe. It's a peace and serenity and you know, a feeling of something. And it's just like this new age woman, man, it's so toxic. And it's not a black or white or anything like that. It's attitude. You know, it's kind of like they think their vagina makes $1 million a week. And it's just like most of these women that have that kind of attitude don't even have no work experience. And it's like sooner or later that taco's going to turn into a nasty roast beef, and you ain't going to be able to sell that shit no more. Then what are you going to do? You know, it's just this whole anti-man attitude. But then here's the fucking stupid thing is you can be anti-man all you want, but you know what? You got dudes with dicks putting on dresses now and coming and taking all your shit. So, you know, if you want to call that camouflage, so all you women that fall for all these rights all these years, You just let men put on a dress and come and take all your shit right from you. All the shit you worked for all these years. And you know what? Don't complain when you can't find a man, because that dude in the dress with the dick is fucking the man you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So be real careful, you know, when you choose to play victim, because we can really call to the carpet a lot of ways we could have prevented a lot of this from happening. We could have had that conversation with you, but you chose to call us a Nazi. And you chose to look at me as a radical, like I'm trying to take something from your life, right? Like your soul, instead of saying, maybe you don't want to do that. That's all. You know, that's what conversations do. Deb Treadway said it started back in the 90s when kids whined. They didn't get that. You know, I agree. It is the whole trophy thing was at the 90s. The trophy culture, the trophy culture. That is so dumb. I don't know if it was nationwide. Somebody help me out. We can even cover it a little bit tomorrow. But they changed the standards in our educational system. And it's like, it was absurd. I don't know, man. I don't know. I will look it up and we'll talk about, we'll cover it shortly tomorrow. We'll at least validate if it did or didn't. But the standards were just like, if entitlement, Rocky, entitlement, damn it. That 100% entitlement. But the standards were like an 80 to 100 was an A, and like a fucking 60 to an 80 was a B. I mean, it was ridiculous. So basically, you could power fail. You can power fail, like the worst student in the school would, and get a B or a C. We're pushing stupid through. You know, and then you're just like, is that part of it? Was that part of this design all the time? You know, because we talked about the psychological structure of Common Core math, and because it had nothing really to do with math, because all we did was just make something more difficult, which then produced major anxiety to the students that were trying to learn it at such young ages. And then when you look at the amount of anxiety medications that kids started taking at those ages, around the time of Common Core, we can say our educational system played a press, man, on the rise of anxiety within our youth, because of how they want to indoctrinate the children, man. I don't care how you come up with the answer. If I have 2 barrels here and I have 2 barrels over there and I need the number for all the barrels, however you get there, all right, let's make that deal. However you choose to get there, I don't give a shit, because mathematically is mathematically. I want all of them. There's my math. I want 4 of them. So if there's 3 over there and 1 over there, or if you got a half one over there and a half one over there and you need to put those together to get 1, however you need, I don't care. I don't care, but don't stress me out and expect me to do something harder to get the same answer when I can get it simpler. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So yeah, so anyways, you know, just to kind of conclude, it was this whole incident. I don't know, man, it was a trip. You know, you don't wake up every single day and be like, man, somebody give me a shot next to my house today. You know, I feel bad. I feel bad for anybody that gets caught up in the system. You know, when you start seeing people that have, you know, 27 felony arrests, you know, there's a cutoff limit. You know, I feel bad after the first one. You know, second one, okay, bro, you fucked up a little bit. But 27, that means the dude, his life revolved around that. And you know, and here's me right away. It's like, God, I wonder what happened to him. That's right away where I go. You know, it's like, what created that? Because nobody becomes that for nothing. You know, what was his child? And I'm not, see, that's not me. I'm not sitting here trying to ask these questions because I'm trying to figure out who to blame. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, in most situations, it comes down to the individual. With me and all the things I did, all the things I wanted to try to come up with ways to blame other people. If you really wanted to structuralize the core and look at that structure, your name's going to be all over that bastard. You know, there's a lot of reasons why you ended up in certain places. Now, that doesn't mean you're always at fault, because you can't control the behavior and actions of other people. But, you know, when you have somebody who's 27 felony, they're a pretty hateful person, but what produced that? Right? So we know we can put kids into our educational system and we can train them to become SEALs. You know, just barking seals at the zoo, just begging for that free food. We can do that. There's that part of me that, you know, is just try to understand, why do people become what they become? And why do they become the monsters they become? And when we see so much hate in somebody, is that all that's left? You know, and can you actually, because, you know, there's situations, I've been through this, like, it's still, there's days I think about it and the shit burns me a little bit, And when you have a lifetime full of horrors like that, how can you truly escape that past? Because every single day, when you have such an extreme life like that, every single day is a reminder where you come from, man, and the pain. And the hardest part is trying to figure out how to deal with these normal people, trying to deal with the normal people. Roger Rabbit says, perfect example. My wife's nephew is 23 years old, and his girlfriend dresses him in women's clothing. And what? I'm going to start over. Roger Rabbit says, perfect example. My wife's nephew is 23 years old, and his girlfriend dresses him in women's clothing and is encouraging him to get, what the fuck, bro? What do you mean she's encouraging him to get a sex change? No, see, okay, wait a minute. No, see, let's analyze that just for a second, dude. And this is the quickest reaction I got. So she's trying to create a monster in him that she wants. That's what she's doing. Why don't she go out and go try to find somebody who's already in that process instead of finding somebody that there's certain things about the character that she likes, so she'll go find that, and then her narcissistic, psychopathic ass will go out there and sit there and literally, this is what parents are doing to kids. What she's doing to her boyfriend or husband or whoever it is, Roger, that's abuse, dude. That's seriously, man, that's fucking abuse. This is what people are doing to children. And, you go to a fucking 3 or 4 year old and you be like, hey, Tony, I don't give a fuck what Dominic said. You can wear that dress all you want. You know what I mean? And, you teach the kids what reality is because there is no such thing as reality. So if we go on the search to find a commonality in reality, we'll never find it. Reality is just our perception. It's just our perception. And our perception is crafted through experience. So if our reality is crafted through perception and experience, then if we create an experience that all this shit is okay from a young age to where you don't even question it, it's normal. It's normal. I mean, you can have 10 chimpanzees as pet monkeys and they'll grow up thinking that it's normal for everybody. Why doesn't everybody have 10 chimpanzees? So we're creating these monsters. Why do you think they have pre-K? What, to help the parents? Because the schools care about your time and making sure your ass gets to work because you're overtaxed? We're accommodating a broken system. We're making changes, just like we create policies to accommodate emotional triggers instead of reality, instead of what's best policy in general for everybody. Instead, we create policies that what's good for this candle to make sure that the million other candles are, treated just as equal as this candle. We mess everything up we put our hands on, man. It just don't matter. It just don't matter. It's what do you do? What do you do? I know what my reality is. My reality is just leave me alone. I don't care what you do. That's my reality. It really is. But I will not judge anybody for how they dress and the decisions they make in their life or even their sexual preferences. I'm not that guy. What gives me any kind of moral authority? Even when it comes to how you speak or how you talk about God or how you talk about other people, that ain't my place. I'm not some kind of society moral compass police officer. I'm not the society whisperer. Hell no, I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the society whisperer. And so reality is just leave me alone, man. But no, we always have to make sure that we're told by everybody on the planet what their beliefs are and it's the atheists are the best. For some reason, you can know for 10 years. And still in every conversation, they will remind you that they're an atheist. And it's like, good for you, bro. I don't give a shit if you are or aren't, because I'm still sleeping the same tonight. So good for you, thinking that the world cares about you that much. Awesome. Go be an atheist and do it well, right? Obviously, you're practicing because you got to tell everybody. So anyways, I do apologize for the mess up at the beginning of the show. That was kind of weird. But I appreciate you guys letting me know. Otherwise, I would have went on for like 20 minutes and talking and forgot about everything I said and just wasted all that time. So thank you for letting me know that. We will be here tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day, right here, the Rocci Stucci Show. It is Crazy shit, man. I don't think today I'm even going to really do a lot with the news cycle because, everybody's going through this moment. You know what I'm saying? And, people are kind of losing their shit right now. And people are having a hard time with the adjustment. And I'm just not in the mood for conversations like that. I'm not in the mood for political conversations. TikTok was bullshit. The whole banning of TikTok. By the way, if you guys, I don't know if you did or didn't, but, farewell messages, they're all pretty deep. I went through the night TikTok was going down to watch some of those farewell messages. Some of you people really put some energy into that shit. But that lasted 5 minutes. UFOs lasted 5 minutes. Well, so it's just a matter of, I could just not open the newspaper for one day and I'll miss like 3 invasions. You know what I'm saying? I'll miss a couple World Series, whatever. It's just crazy how stupid the cycle is and how stupid and quickly we fucking fall for all the shit. And we get super mad about everything, I want to keep talking about the aliens. I'm not done with that, man. I mean, we've spent years talking about this, man. We've been preparing for this as a team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even Audrey, man, she's been working with us, and we've all been kind of turning a little blue. I don't want the alien thing to go away just yet, and it only lasted like 7 days. I need more action. I need one of them to land. I need one of them to land, and I need to lock eyes in on one. I got one question, maybe 2. Maybe I could set up a meeting. I don't want the alien thing to go away, but that only lasted like a blink of an eye. So I don't know what's next. I don't know. Let me go down the comments here real quick. Jerry, again, brother, it was great to see you, bro. Let me see. Roger and his wife need to just buy some barb. Oh, you're talking. Okay. I'm bothered by that, really, Roger. I am, dude. So she's a lesbian. Well, is she a lesbian? Because she still wants that. She still wants the man thing, though, right? But she wants, the curtains. But with the manly thing, I don't see. This is the most confusing shit. People are so confusing. It's just like we're trying to get every little fetish that we have and turn a human into that fetish, right? But she says, so she's a lesbian and she don't want to find another woman because she wants him, but as a woman? I'm trying to say how you said it stuff, right? I'm trying to visualize how you would ask that question. I'm seeing a lot of sarcasm and kind of with a kind of a, you know what I'm saying? Roger Roberts says, I have been trying to figure that one out, Steph. What's the end game? Dude, I don't know what the end game is. I was watching one story where a man transitioned to a woman and a woman transitioned to a man. They were a couple and had a baby. So the man pooped the baby. The man pooped the baby. You know what I'm saying, dude? It was messing me up, but it really wasn't a man. Everything about the exterior was a man. Even had a mustache and a beard. Looked pretty good. I was pretty impressed with with the trim and everything. But she's the one that pooped out the baby. So it's just like, it was the weirdest thing. Really. It's just, that's what we become. I can entertain certain things to an extent, right? I can. You do whatever people want to do the freaky thing and everything. Lisa and I talked about it a million times. Do it. But that's not going to be my reality, and it shouldn't become the reality of the world, and we shouldn't create policies to defend that or to protect it. We have to still keep a level of normalcy within society, and that means rules. Not dictation, but rules. Common rules that in one time I would like to think was a way of life. A little bit more respect to the way of life and the way of living. I'm just thinking out loud, though. You know what I'm saying? Mary Mansfield says, yeah, the 24-hour news cycle has shifted into a 6-hour. Amen, right there. That's it. I think I was trying to say that, but it wasn't coming out that way. But you're right. It's like a 6-hour news cycle. It's like there's now 4 major news cycles in a 24-hour period. We just kind of came up with that shit, man. See, we come up with shit on this show. What's going on, Mr. Josh? Yeah, so that's crazy. You forget rules. Ain't that a fact? Yeah, that's the whole corporate, and that's the policies thing, right? When we talk about the policies, when Seth said that, you forgot rules for thee, but not for me. That's one of the biggest problems is that the policy creators are the biggest violators. Man, that just rhymed. That just rhymed, man. We're starting a band. That was so weird. It just happened. I read yours and it rhymed, and mine just came out rhyming. What? This happened. So yeah, it's crazy, man. But I love you guys. It's time to wrap this shit up, man. I gotta go. I got things to do. I apologize about the beginning again. We're gonna be here tomorrow. Hump day. Hump day. Hump day, the Rocci Stucci Show, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We're back into week number 2 of the program. A lot of things happening. We got another show coming up that's going to be Monday nights and another show that's going to be announced. StucciMedia.com. I'm doing a bunch of podcast production. I just did a post about it today, so we're going to start picking up a bunch of shows and doing a whole bunch of things. So, ladies and gentlemen, from my family to yours, much love, much respect, and as usual, don't forget rule number 1. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying it right now. You don't take shit from nobody. I love you guys.